Imagine the most powerful corporate rivals on Earth, companies that spent decades trying to destroy each other's market share, quietly stepping into a dark room and signing a blood pact. Visa, MasterCard, and Stripe, BlackRock and BNY, Google, Shopify, Coinbase, and Ripple. Over 140 global tech and banking juggernauts just formed an unprecedented coalition. They didn't lobby Congress, and they didn't buy out a competitor. Instead, they designed a weapon to permanently bankrupt the current kings of the stablecoin market. It's called OpenUSD, ticker symbol OUSD, and it is not just another token. It is a corporate cartel designed to completely hijack the plumbing of global payment systems. The giants of Wall Street and Silicon Valley just stopped fighting the decentralized future and decided to collectively own it. Today, we are exposing the ruthless economics behind OUSD and why this silent corporate coup is about to fundamentally change the dollar forever. You're watching the Signal and Noise podcast. My name is Newell. Let's strip away the corporate propaganda. Okay, let's skip the pleasantries and look at the absolute firestorm that just hit the wires. If you've been paying attention to the digital asset space for the last week, you know the biggest story isn't a token pump or a macro interest rate cut. It's the official unveiling of Open Standard, a new independent governance company spearheaded by founding CEO Zach Abrams, the guy behind the Stripe-owned infrastructure powerhouse Bridge. They just formally announced OUSD, a shared stablecoin designed from the ground up to settle multi-trillion-dollar global financial flows. Now, when you look at the partner roster, your jaw should honestly drop. We are talking about a cross-section of global systemic capitalism. You have the payments networks, Visa and MasterCard. You have the asset management kings, BlackRock. You have the oldest custodian bank in America, BNY. Plus tech infrastructure like Google and Shopify. This isn't a loose alliance. This is a massive structural land grab. And the market felt the tremor instantly. The very second this news leaked, shares of Circle, the company behind USDC, tanked by as much as 17% in a single trading session. The big money realized exactly what this means before the public even understood the headline. Let's talk about the noise, because the corporate PR machines are working overtime right now to make this look like a beautiful philanthropic gift to the global economy. If you read the mainstream financial coverage, the narrative is all about efficiency. They are running headlines saying, "Consortium launches OUSD to democratize global commerce and lower merchant fees." Open Standard's official press kit is leaning heavily into their key design principles: zero-fee minting, zero-fee redemption, and absolutely no artificial caps on transaction volume. They want you to believe this is a noble open-source effort to help small businesses move money cheaply. That is pure, unadulterated noise. Do you honestly think Visa, MasterCard, and BlackRock spent months coordinating an international legal framework because they suddenly care about lowering merchant costs? Absolutely not. The zero-fee pitch is a predatory pricing strategy disguised as an open standard. It is a classic Silicon Valley blitzscale mechanism designed to do one thing: completely starve the incumbents out of the market. Right now, the stablecoin industry is a massive cash cow. Companies like Tether and Circle make their billions on a shockingly simple model. You give them real dollars, they give you digital tokens, and then they take your real dollars and place them into interest-bearing US treasuries and cash reserves. They pocket billions in yield, and you get 0% interest on your stablecoins. OUSD is a direct, calculated assault on that exact business model. Let's get into the mechanics of why this is an existential threat to the current stablecoin regime. This is the real signal. Under the OUSD consortium structure, Open Standard isn't keeping the interest generated by the reserves. Instead, after a tiny management fee is peeled off to keep the servers running, nearly all of the massive interest income generated by the underlying treasury reserves is kicked directly back to the partners who adopt and distribute the token. Think about the sheer genius and malice of this architecture. If you are Shopify and you process billions of dollars in e-commerce volume, why on earth would you use USDC or USDT where Circle and Tether keep 100% of the float profit? You wouldn't. You would immediately integrate OUSD. Because now, you get a direct slice of the multi-billion-dollar interest cake generated by your own transaction volume. If you are a major exchange like Coinbase or OKX, or a payments giant like Stripe, distributing OUSD transforms your payment processing routing from a cost center into a massive passive revenue engine. The consortium isn't trying to build a better token, they are building a better bribe. They are aligning the financial greed of the world's largest distribution platforms against single-issuer monopolies. And look at the absolute betrayal happening in the background. BlackRock and BNY are core infrastructure partners for Circle's USDC reserves. Yet here they are, listed as founding partners of OUSD. The very institutions holding Circle's cash just helped build the execution dock for a rival network. Now, you might be wondering, why is this happening right now? Why didn't this cartel form 2 or 3 years ago? The answer lies in a massive piece of legislative plumbing. In July 2025, the US quietly signed the Genius Act into law. Before the Genius Act, payment stablecoins operated in a legal Wild West in the United States. Big banks and highly regulated public entities like Visa or MasterCard couldn't scale their own tokens because the regulatory risk was too high. They were terrified of getting hit with unregistered security lawsuits. The Genius Act changed the game by creating a concrete, ironclad federal framework for licensed payment stablecoins. It effectively legalized institutional stablecoins at the federal level, turning a fringe crypto experiment into the official new plumbing for corporate asset settlement. The moment that law passed, the corporate floodgates didn't just open, they burst. MasterCard went out and acquired stablecoin infrastructure firm BVNK for a staggering $1.8 billion. Stripe snapped up Bridge. They realized that stablecoins aren't just tools for crypto degens to buy meme coins at 3 a.m. Stablecoins are simply a vastly superior, hyper-efficient, instantaneous version of the US dollar. And now that the legal framework is clear, the corporate giants are moving in to replace the outdated wire systems entirely. Let's wrap this up with the ultimate reality check. For the last decade, the dream of crypto was decentralization. The ideal was a neutral, open financial system where no single entity, no government, and no corporate board could control the flow of your capital. But look closely at the architecture of OUSD. Open Standard boasts that its board is made up entirely of the consortium's partners, promising a collective governance model. But ask yourself, who makes up that collective? The same financial elite that have run the global economy for the last 50 years. This isn't the democratization of finance. This is the institutional assimilation of the blockchain. The multi-trillion-dollar corporate gatekeepers realized they couldn't stop the migration to on-chain rails. So they built a massive, centralized walled garden right on top of it. The daily price charts will keep ticking, retail will keep chasing short-term volatility, but the structural signal is undeniable. The new dollar is digital, it is corporate, and it is governed by a cartel of the largest corporations on Earth. The signal is the systemic capture of the network. The noise is everything else. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop a comment below. Would you trust a stablecoin run by a corporate cartel of 140 banks and tech giants, or are you sticking with decentralized alternatives? Let me know. Until next time, stay analytical, look for the signal, and ignore the noise.